Good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you as we gather together in prayer. And if you join us online, it's wonderful that you were able to do so. And I want to send a special greetings to our friends at Blackstone Valley Healthcare who faithfully, every Sunday, join us on live stream and celebrate the Eucharist with us. Hello to all of you. So as we mentioned at the beginning, today we celebrate the feast of the dedication of the Lateran Basilica in Rome, the first church of the Pope, built sometime at the beginning of the 4th century. So we are going back a long time, are we? Now our readings for this feast reflect on what it means to be the Church of God. And I would suggest that in our second reading, we see the church and the religion at its best. And in our gospel reading from John, we see the church and the religion at its worst. Now, Jesus is in the temple area. You all know the story. And he is obviously upset, to say the least. Now, one important thing to remember when you read the Gospels is to realize that whenever we see Jesus upset or angry, he is always angry on behalf of something or someone, or for the sake of something or someone. It's not about him. It's not a frivolous tantrum. So John tells us Jesus went up to Jerusalem. He found in the temple area those who sold oxen and sheep and doves, as well as the money changers seated there. He made a whip out of cords and drove them all out of the temple area with the sheep and the oxen, and spilled the coins of the money changers and overturned the tables. And to those who sold doves, he said, "Take these out of here and stop making my Father's house a marketplace." In other Gospels, he says, "a den of thieves." Now, clearly, Jesus finds what's going on in the temple problematic. The temple has lost the sense of its mission and purpose. It has become a marketplace. And that's not what the temple was supposed to be. It became something it was never meant to be, a marketplace. It seems to me that what made Jesus upset is the fact that the temple and the religion had become a self-serving enterprise. and not God-serving place. So the lesson is this. Whenever the church becomes about us and stops being about God, there is a problem. When my religion focuses on me, when I become the center of my religion rather than God, it's a red flag. And I should pause and re-examine what has gone wrong. I think that might be what Jesus was facing and what he was so upset about. That may be one way to look at today's gospel reading. It is religion for the sake of religion, the temple for the sake of the temple. Someone once said that the most important faith principle is there is only one God, and it's not me. You see, God was missing. God was abandoned. And we are called not to replace God, but to become a dwelling place of God. That is the church and the religion at its best. And that is exactly what Paul is talking about in his letter to Corinthians today. He says this, brothers and sisters, you are God's building. According to the grace of God given to me, like a wise master builder, I laid the foundation, and another is building upon it. But each one must be careful how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than the one that is there, namely Jesus Christ. Do you not know that you are the temple of God? Paul continues. And that the Spirit of God dwells in you. Paul feels like he almost has to remind the Corinthians about it. Do you not know? You are the temple of God. For Paul, there is only one foundation, Jesus Christ and his gospel. And we are called to be the temple of God where the Spirit of God dwells, as far as Paul is concerned. And the church in Corinth seems to have forgotten that. And Paul needs to remind them, refresh the memory. See, for Paul, Jesus is the center. God is the center. Not Paul, not anyone else, only Jesus. And that is religion and the church at its best, when it serves God and others and not itself. Now, it was Father Richard Rohr who once said that the biggest problem in spiritual life is this, and I love it. He said, God created us in his image and likeness, right? That's the book of Genesis. So God created us in his image and likeness, and we think that we need to return the favor. And we constantly try to create God in our own image and likeness. You know, I probably would be not completely honest with myself if I said, not me. I've never tried to do that in my life. I've never tried to create God in my own image and likeness. But would I be really honest with myself? I think all of us have tried at one point or another. And I think that this is a very wise observation. And that may be exactly what Jesus was facing in the temple area. The temple became what it was never meant to be. In the temple, religion has forgotten its mission to be the image of God in this world, to reflect God in this world, to reveal God in this world. And it created God in its own image and likeness. Maybe that is why when Jesus went to the temple and he saw what happened, he could not but chase the animals out of the temple area. See, God created us in his own image so that we could leave footprints, handprints, heart prints of God's love as we travel this journey we call life together. As long as it may be, it's about being the image of God and not creating God in our own image and likeness. It's about leaving the footprints, the handprints, the heart prints of God's love behind.
Don't forget to follow St. Patrick's on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And please join us for any of our live stream masses this weekend. Details are below in the description. God bless you.
Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to you. Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to